YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy T that I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on I'm answering all your fantasy football questions for week 18. Now, listen, I usually don't do week 18, but I thought I needed to go live one more time because I do have a couple people who do need week 18 advice. So next year, guys, maybe I would be ready for week 18, but I usually don't do any type of week 18 type fantasy football advice. But what I am going to be doing going forward for the rest of this year, and also going to other sports, it's going to be DFS, which is stuff like Underdog, DraftKings, and FanDuel. So today I'm gonna go through some weather. What to be expecting for is the weather. I'm also going to go through my top 5 quarterbacks, and I'm also going to be answering everybody questions who have any questions or comments. And guys, just flood the comment section with the 100 symbol. Let me know that you support the brand. Spam the chat with the 100 symbol, guys. And if you have any advice for any type of content that you're going to want during the off season, let me know. Also, guys, make sure you sign up as a member because I'm going to be doing a lot of draft breakdown. A lot of guys is coming out of college, and I'm going to be uploading those videos to my members first. I'm going to be giving them the cutting edge. Now, I will be giving videos through my regular YouTube, but that's going to be different. When I'm going through a secret player, any of my sleepers coming out of college, my members are going to get there first. And they also can hit me up and ask me, well, TD, should I be targeting this guy in this round? Whatever you need for that particular player, no matter what time of the year, I will be having that perk for my members. But if you're not a member, guys, you're just going to have to come to the YouTube, and that's fine. You can go to the YouTube and you still be able to get good content in the off season. So guys, real quick, I want to let you, something happened to my Instagram live. So I'm going to have to maybe try to redo that. I don't know what the heck happened. So real quick, guys, forgive me. Let's see. And I might just say forget it, to be honest. Okay, here we go. All right, let me do a new key real quick. It went off. Thank y'all for being patient. I hate dead time because we got to get started. And I'm going to be doing an underdog. We're going to be doing an underdog lineup, or we're going to be doing a pick 'em. So whatever y'all, put it in the comment section. Let me know right now. Do y'all want an underdog pick 'em, or do you want an underdog draft for today? So, okay, let me hit that. Remove destination. No, actually, don't move that. Remove this destination. You are live. You need to change the stream key. Okay, I got my stream key. Okay, now let me paste it in there. Okay, guys, it's not working. I'm going to move on. Okay. I see you, Javier. I see you, Kluber. Yes, sir, Javier. Great job, bro. Great job. So, let's begin, guys. Let's look at some weather for today's game. Let's talk about the weather. Let me share this. Okay, so let's look at the Cleveland-Cincinnati game. Cleveland sitting most of their starters. So be careful starting any guy. I mean, Pierre Strong might be a guy that you can look forward to, but that's why I don't like playing week 18. To me, that's terrible fantasy right there, where you can't even start your studs because guys are getting benched. But I also understand a 2-week type championship that a lot of people are in, and I think sometimes that can be good because you don't want to lose off of one spectacular week or something that one team has. But it will be 13 miles per hour wind. Slight chance of showers, 37 degrees. So that, the game is any kind of northeast game that you could expect. It's always going to be kind of cold this time of year with a little bit of showers. Going on to an inside game between Minnesota and Detroit. Detroit will be starting their starters, but for how long? Amon-Ra is not going to be out there for long. Jared Goff not going to be out there for long, or even Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. So expect the backups to come in the fourth quarter. They will get a nice little run, nice little sweat, but they're not going to play long. Minnesota starting all these studs. I like Justin Jefferson to show off against this Detroit secondary today. So I do like that. I like Jordan Addison and also Munt, the backup tight end, since TJ Hockenson got hurt. So it is in a dorm. We're not worried about the weather. Going on to the Jacksonville, Tennessee games, it's still on the East Coast. It's 40 degrees. It's still a good weather game for this time of the year. Jacksonville do need to win this game. So if you got Trevor Lawrence, you can start him. Travis Etienne. Tennessee, I'm not touching anybody on that offense. I'm not touching anybody. You can start Derrick Henry just because it's Derrick Henry. I do believe in that type. You got a guy like Derrick Henry, you drafted him in the first 3 rounds, you have to start, especially if they don't have anything to play for. So he will be playing. They're not going to bench him at this point in time of his career. He's not that type of a young player. So start your guys. But I'd be worried about anybody I'm starting from Tennessee. Jacksonville, I do like Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, and Trevor Lawrence. Travis Etienne. Moving on to the New York Jets and New England game. Nobody's going to the playoffs, so they're going to be playing hard, but it is a cold game. Start your running backs. They could shut down Breach Hall early. Breach Hall is a young running back. He is the future of this team, along with Garrett Wilson, but Garrett Wilson will be playing. So be aware that Breach Hall could get shut down, but if you need to play him, you can do that. Also, New England Patriots start Ezekiel Elliott, and that's about it. Anybody else I would kind of be worried about, but Zeke Elliott, you can start him. I wouldn't necessarily start Bailey Zappi unless you needed to, but the wind will be kind of high and it will be cold out there. The ugly game to me this time of the year. Going to a dorm game, this game does matter. New Orleans does have a slight chance to make the playoffs, a slight chance. Also, Atlanta has a very little chance to win, but they need a lot of help. But I do like Derek Carr this week. The game flow goes through him. Alvin Kamara is starting, so you can start Alvin Kamara. I like Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave, the whole work. Bijan Robinson can be started. I'm not starting any quarterbacks for Atlanta. I'm nervous about Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but I will start Bijan Robinson. And maybe if you're in a deep league, you can start Tyler Algier in a dorm game, so it should be, a nice amount of scoring in this game. Going on to the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay has a chance to go to the playoffs. Baker Mayfield, you can start him. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rashad White. Those are the guys that I'm starting on offense. Carolina, I'm not starting anybody. I don't trust anything on that team. Maybe Chuba Hubbard, and I still might not even start him this week. It's high miles per hour wind. It's 15 miles per hour wind, but it is a decent weather game for 51 degrees this time of the year. Moving on to one of my favorite games, I do want to see what Green Bay is going to do. I love Jordan Love. He showed out this year. Jordan Love showed out. He did. I don't know which weapons is going to be active today, but Jaden Reed, Dontavius Wicks are really good plays. I don't know if Christian Watson's going to play. I do love Aaron Jones today. He is one of my top 5 running backs for today. Chicago is playing. I think Justin Love should stay in Chicago. I think he is evolving as a player. I think they should trust him, but if they don't, I understand. But somebody could get a good quarterback if they're willing to trade him. You don't have to. They won't ask you for a first because nobody's going to give them a first if they want to trade him. So that's to me. 34 degrees weather is going to be in Green Bay, so that's cold. I think Green Bay wins at home against Chicago. Even though Green Bay defense isn't that good, I still think Green Bay is going to pull it out. I think Jordan Love right at this point in time is a little bit better than Justin Fields. Moving on to the Denver and Las Vegas game. This is an inside game, so we're not worried about the weather. I do like Zamir White going against the Denver Broncos. I think Zamir White could get off. I do like Devontae Adams. And on Denver, the only person I'm probably really going to start is maybe Cortland Sutton, maybe. Outside of that, I think Las Vegas defense plays really well, and I think Las Vegas wins this game. Going on to the New York Giants and Philly. Philly will be playing because they got to win this game to keep their seed, which is, I believe, is the number 3 seed or possibly number 2 seed if Cowboys lose. So Jalen Hurts will be playing majority of this game, maybe not the whole game, but majority. And no Devontae Smith probably, and AJ Brown will be playing, and I do like Dallas Goedert, and DeAndre Swift should have a solid game. New York Giants have a hard time stopping the run. Going on the New York Giants, I'm starting Saquon. If I'm in a fantasy championship game, you got to start him. I like Tyrod Taylor against this Philadelphia secondary that's not that good. Tyrod Taylor will be pushing the ball downfield to Jalen Hyatt and Darius Slayton. I do like Darius Slayton as a sleeper. I want a fantasy football championship on Darius Slayton back. Pause. Between the Seattle and Arizona, I love Geno Smith today. They have a light chance of making the playoffs. I don't think they will unless Green Bay lose, but I like Geno, DK, and that's about the guys that I really trust. The other guys that you can play is Tyler Lockett and Kenneth Walker. Arizona, I love Kyler Murray today. Kyler Murray has been booming. Seattle defense is not that great. They play good very rarely. They can have good games, but I don't think they not against Arizona. I think Arizona and Trey McBride and Kyler Murray and James Conner have a really good game. So I'm starting Kyler Murray. UNDFS, I love Kyler Murray. Also, I think this is the game of the week. I think this is going to be the highest scoring game, if you ask me. So I'm starting everybody, mostly these top guys on each of these teams. Going on to the Kansas City Los Angeles Chargers. Kansas City don't really have nothing to play for. Los Angeles Chargers really don't have anything. The only thing I would say, they playing in the inside, a dorm game. I like to see what Quentin Johnston's going to do today. I think he gets opportunities to see what he's about. Austin Eckler, they probably try to run him in the ground. And that's about it. Anybody else, I'm not really big on for the Chargers. Kansas City, I'm not really worried about. Maybe Travis Kelce play a little bit in the first quarter just to see if he can keep his 1,000 yards going as a tight end. Outside of that, no, I'm not playing none of the backups. We'll see what kind of backups come in. I do like the backup running back he's a rookie this year. I want to see what he can do. Deneric Prince, maybe he get an opportunity. And going on to the San Francisco, the Rams, I like San Francisco. The weather will be good. It will be outside. San Francisco do got to play these studs because they got to win this game in order to keep their number 1 seed at this point in time. Because if they lose, the Cowboys can catch them. If the Cowboys win, so they will play and try to take control of this game early, and then maybe sit for the rest of their starters, which are already sitting some. Debo and Ayuk is playing, and I think Jordan Mason would be the starting running back for this crew, not Elijah Mitchell. Rams, they not playing a lot of their starters, but I do like DeMarcus Robinson, and that's probably it on the offensive side. I think Puka Nacua plays a little bit, but not that long. They don't need anybody hurt if they want to win next week. And Dallas and Washington, I think Dallas take care of business. They can't go out here and look good and go into the playoffs with a loss. So I do think they take care of business. I'm not starting anybody on Washington, maybe Terry McLaurin. That's it. Dallas, you still start CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and maybe Brandon Cooks and Tony Pollard. He could have a good week. Washington run defense is really terrible. It is outside game. It is high and win, so I wouldn't start no kickers. So that's what I think about that game. And last but not least is Buffalo, Miami. This is probably the game of the week. I'm starting all my studs in the game. Miami don't have to win the game to make the playoffs, but they need to win that game to keep their seed. Nobody wants to see Buffalo in the playoffs. So I'm starting Stephon Diggs. I'm starting James Cook. I'm starting Josh Allen. I'm starting my studs. Miami, I don't think Mostert plays, but I think Devon A-Chain plays. I don't know how many carries he's necessarily going to get, but I'm willing to play him in a championship game. And also, I think Tua goes out and has a decent game. So, but for a starter, I'm expecting to have a big game. I don't know. I think Buffalo probably wins this game because I don't think Miami really wants to get hurt today. All right, so let's get out of this. So, guys, let me know what you want to do far as the underdog. If y'all want to do, let's see here. Do we want to do a pick 'em? Let's do a pick 'em. Present share screen. Okay. All right, I guess we'll do a pick 'em. Let's do a pick 'em. All right, so let's go down. Tampa Bay. I'm not touching the Tampa Bay game against Carolina. 223 passing yards. I do like Baker here. I do like Baker here because they gotta win to have a chance to get in the playoffs. Carolina defense is not that great. I do believe Baker puts the ball in the air a lot, especially with the way this team is built. He always usually going to put the ball in the air. Um, let's say I'm gonna go pick higher than 223 passing yards. Let's go down. Let's see what else. I'm not touching nobody from Carolina. Uh, no, I'm not touching nobody from there. Justin Jefferson. Do I want to take the? I got to take Justin Jefferson for over 98.5 receiving yards. I'm taking that. I'm taking that against that Detroit offense. I mean, the Detroit defense. They blocked this out. Nobody can pick this anymore. Let's see. I'm not touching anybody on Detroit. That who knows how long they're gonna play. I'm not touching Atlanta. Derek Carr. They blocked him out. I like Derek Carr today. Thought he was gonna be a good pick. They took the whole New Orleans game out. Let's see. Dallas, Washington, Eagles. Tyrod Taylor. I'm going higher than 26. Let me see. What do I want? Do I want to do 208 passing yards? I'm gonna go higher than the rushing yards makes me nervous. I'm gonna go over 208 passing yards. Let's go. And I don't think they'll let me do that. Let's see. Let's go with Jordan Love. I'm going higher than 8.5 rushing yards. Let's see. Let's go with something with Kyler Murray. $225 passing yards. I'm going higher. All right, let's enter amount. Let's just go give a little 5. 5 to win 100. Let's put that in. Okay. So that's our pick right there, guys. All right. So next, I'm going to talk about 5 quarterbacks for next year that I would be drafting. So let's start. The first guy is going to be Lamar Jackson. Now, I don't like picking quarterbacks that already run multiple Super Bowls per se, because for fantasy, those guys don't usually hit. And the reason why, these guys are not trying to get hurt. And so their fantasy points are usually lower. But I believe Lamar, even because his offense is going to get better. So I believe his passing numbers are going to grow. His rushing numbers are going to go down. But I think his passing numbers are going to grow probably by 10 touchdowns next year because he's going to be more familiar with this offense. So is Zamir. I don't know if Odell comes back. He probably does. He's on a 1-year deal. Mark Andrews will be coming back. Isaiah Likely would be better. They will go in the draft, probably get another good running back. J.K. Dobbins is probably not going to come back. I don't know if he's going to be on a contract or how long he's going to be out. So this offense is going to be better. So I like Lamar Jackson as my number 1 quarterback. Last year, he was my number 1, number 2 quarterback, just depending. I drafted a lot of Daniel Jones, but I also got Lamar Jackson too. So Lamar Jackson saved me in a lot of leagues that I did get Daniel Jones. But I love Lamar Jackson next year. My number 2 quarterback is going to be Josh Allen. Now, listen, I was low on Josh Allen last year, but I got to come to the realization that Josh Allen is always this team is going to run through him, right? Pause. He's always going to be an anchor of this team. So he's always going to be getting 7 to 8 rushing touchdowns and throwing the ball downfield. So I don't believe me drafting James Cook and Dalton Kincaid. I'm nervous. I think Josh Allen is really the only guy on this team. And usually there's a lot of quarterbacks like that where you can't really draft his weapons because they spread the ball out so much, or the quarterback take over everything. Kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles is like that. A.J. Brown was a great wide receiver for a long time, but then as things went on, it's just only guy that you can play off this offense was Jalen Hurts. You couldn't even play a running back. And I believe that's how Josh Allen is. I thought this year they would try to change off that, but I think the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills is incompetent. I don't understand, because if you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, yes, in the fourth quarter you let him go, but you letting Josh Allen score your first rushing touchdown. You don't think people can fall on his ankle and stuff? So if anything ever happened to Josh Allen, I don't wish that. I don't hope not, knock on wood, but I would not be surprised because they don't use him correctly at this point in time of his career. You have to grow, right? You don't do the same thing. That's why Lamar Jackson got a new offensive coordinator. They didn't want to run him into the ground at this point in time. That's what happened with Cam Newton. They kept running him. Then all of a sudden he got his body is like a running back. He's fragile now because you didn't work. It just every time you take a hit, it's taking I would say some time off your career. It's just the way it goes for a quarterback. All right, going on to my number 3 quarterback. And a lot of people might disagree with this. What's going on, Stacy? I see you. A lot of people might disagree with this. Is Jordan Love. I'm willing to next year. I'm not, and at least these are my top 5 guys, right? And I also got a bonus guy. I'm not telling you this is the rankings. I don't really do rankings because I just give you guys who you should take, and then whatever the ADP is following, you draft them there. I'm going with Jordan Love. I'm willing to go and draft Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Tyreek, however I can get these guys or when I can get them, and then wait on my quarterback and get a guy like Jordan Love who's got plenty of weapons that you can't even count on none of his weapons. He spreads the ball around so much. But he's the one going to have 3 touchdowns. I think he's going to be leading the league in touchdowns for a while here because the way this team is built, especially with Matt LaFleur, the way he called plays for Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love, so I'm picking him up. I think he's very talented. And Green Bay Lightnings have struck 3 times in a row. I think they have potential, and we're just talking about potential. You know Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame, and you know Brett Favre is a Hall of Fame. I think Jordan Love is right there on it. He's outplaying them guys if you look at them on a year-to-year basis. Their first year, they didn't put up no 30 touchdowns. Jordan Love to put up 30 touchdowns his first year in the league of playing, being a full starter. They didn't do that. Aaron Rodgers didn't even do it. I think Aaron Rodgers had like 26 touchdowns, 7 picks as his first year as a starter. Jordan Love has outdone him, outplayed him. So I believe Jordan Love is going to be special. So the new way to get quarterbacks is to draft these guys. And even if they're really, really good, make them wait for a couple years, especially if you already got a good quarterback. So sometimes you might have to go get a quarterback in the first round and just groom them and tell your starter, if you got a John Elway or Brett Favre, say, listen, we're not pushing you out the door, but we want this guy to learn upon you. Even if we have to resign him, we're not going to push you out. As long as you keep winning and do your thing, we'll have you for 5, 6 more years. But that guy, we're going to keep paying him for 5, 6 years to learn the way you play football. I believe that's the key, and that's the way to develop a quarterback. Don't just throw him out there all the time. You can do that. You can throw a guy out there, but I don't believe that's the way to do it. I think the better way is to let a guy come on slowly. Pause. So the next guy is C.J. Stroud, and that's easy, right? We know what C.J. Stroud is. He is him. He has good weapons. I want to get that tandem. I want to get CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, and Nico. I'm taking Nico first because Tank Dell is small and he's coming off an injury, but I am getting CJ Stroud and I am getting Nico and Tank Dell. Those are a great tandem. So I ain't nothing really to say about CJ Stroud other than he's a phenom. I do like Jordan Love per se a little bit more. Because I just like the offense. Just my choice. I'm not gonna sit here and stand on that, right, or anything like that, because CJ Stroud is extraordinary. But I do like Jordan Love too. But and I got 2 more guys. I got a bonus guy for you. So thank you for watching the whole live, guys. And again, you see, we got low volume in the live. That's why I don't do a lot of content and lives and stuff like that for week 18. That's why I make more like top 5 videos going into 2024. It's just, I'm not saying it's a waste, but I usually just I will go live on a Sunday, and I'm gonna keep going live on Sundays while football is here to do like DFS. So I don't really care about the volume, but I'm not gonna be stressing out and doing a lot of research for like 5 or 6 people, even 10 to 12 people. It's just not worth it. It happened to me a couple of times the last couple of years. But anyway, Kyler Murray. Yes, Kyler Murray. I love the way he plays the game. I love that he got Trey McBride. I like Marvin Harrison coming along. I think Kyler Murray and this team is going to be elite. Do I believe they get Marvin Harrison? I think so. I don't know for sure. Either way, they're going to get an elite wide receiver. There are other elite wide receivers. Marvin Harrison is good, but let me tell you something that I like, and I'm giving y'all cutting edge content right now. I like wide receiver. This is for my members, and I'm going to be hitting them up and telling y'all about this. I like speed wide receivers. The game has changed. It's kind of like a point guard. You know how point guards was 15 years ago? You wanted a point guard like a Jason Kidd who could orchestrate the offense and give you 10 to 15 assists every single game, lead the league in assists. Right now, having a point guard like that, if you had Jason Kidd, it would be tough to win a championship. For one, defense is not going to matter. Jason Kidd is not going to shut down a James Harden or LaMelo Ball or Elite or Stephen Curry because the way the game is played. So why would you get a point guard that plays great defense and can orchestrate a game and lead the league in assists? So you want a point guard who's going to be scoring 25 plus points a game, possibly 30, maybe leading your team in scoring. That's the way the game is played. So same thing now. Speed wide receivers are better for the game because the way the game is played. Back in the day, you could hit a guy if you came across the middle within 5 yards, you could just lay him out, and he didn't have to be getting the ball. But now, if you do that, you're gonna get suspended. Excuse me. So to me, speed guys, and I've been on it since my channel started. I was one of the first channels talking about hybrids with Debo and Tyreek Hill, these type of content. Getting a guy that's a great route runner like a Devontae Adams is always going to be good. Devontae Adams is a Hall of Famer, but you got guys that's not the route runner that Devontae Adams is, or guys like Keenan Allen. These great overall great hand wide receivers. You got guys like Christian Watson who scores better in fantasy. Now, in real life, I'm not going to say that Christian Watson is better than Devontae Adams, but I'd rather have a Christian Watson than a Devontae Adams because Christian Watson is going to make the safety go back 10 or 15 yards. With Devontae Adams, you're going to let your corner play him because you're not worried about his speed. You're trying to stop his route running, and then he will get over the top on you too, right? Pause. Because his route running is so good, but you're okay with that. When you got Tyreek Hill or Christian Watson or these speed guys who got, average route running, average, a little bit above average hands, but very elite with their speed and their athletic ability, they could beat you with one play. And that affects the whole game and the run game, everything about the offense. So that's why I like speed guys. So I'm not really big on Marvin Harrison for Kyler Murray. Going back to get on point, I would rather them get a speed guy, and I think that's what they're going to do. I'm not saying they're not going to get Marvin Harrison. I don't know if Marvin Harrison might not even be the number 1 wide receiver. If somebody go out there and run a 4-2 and they watch his film and he got good hands, they're going to take him over probably a Marvin Harrison because everybody wants speed now. So, moving on I love Kyler Murray. I think he's going to be a good quarterback next year for fantasy. This is fantasy. This is not necessarily real life. Next is my bonus guy is AR-15, Anthony Richardson. Now, listen, I wasn't high on Anthony Richardson last year. I wasn't high on Anthony Richardson. And the reason why I wasn't high on Anthony Richardson, because I didn't know if he was going to get the right offensive coordinator who could show him how to play the game. I believe big in offensive coordinators developing guys. Now, some guys don't need offensive coordinators. Like a CJ Stroud, it might not even matter who his offensive coordinator is. He's going to be good regardless. But some guys got to have good coaching, and then they can evolve and be great. I believe that next year AR showing me what Shane Steichen can do with quarterbacks. I believe AR is going to be a big-time quarterback. I just need him to stay healthy. I'm worried about his health because running the ball is big time. If he has to stay in the pocket, he can be fine. He can be good, but it's not going to affect the game the way they need it to help Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman if they re-sign Michael Pittman and Josh Downs and whoever they have on this offense. I want to see him being able to get outside the pocket and run the ball, but be able to get down. Don't take so many hits. He's 200. They say he's bigger than Cam Newton, but Cam Newton didn't have no shoulder problems his first couple of years. So I'm just worried about the guy's injury. Every week he was getting a concussion. He was, nobody wants to risk that. So if you draft him, you just got to get you a backup quarterback. So, you draft AR, maybe get you a backup veteran quarterback that's in the league at that point in time, just in case something happened with AR. So you got to handcuff AR no matter what. All right. So let me get to some of the questions in the chat. Javier says, good morning, TD. Champion in my league. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Send me, did you already send me that? Because I got a couple guys that did send me their lineups, and I will be posting those lineups. So congratulations to everybody that won the championship. Kluber, appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Stacy, appreciate you, Stacy. Always showing support. Coral says, good morning. I have a few questions about my lineup as I am trying to get my first chip. Okay. My league is full PPR, pick 2 to start for my running backs. KW3, A-Chain, and James Cook. Let me see here. KW3 is very volatile. He hasn't practiced a lot, and Charbonnet's been taking a lot of his opportunities, especially when they are down. A-Chain has looked good. I don't know how much they use A-Chain, but I'm gonna go with A-Chain over James Cook. I'm gonna go with A-Chain because that boom potential is. And I told a lot of people all year to start A-Chain because of his opportunity. Sometimes it don't hit, but I don't make decisions off of each week who's going to get the most points because you will always fail in fantasy football and you will always miss the boom. The way you catch boom and catch guys that's going to hit, you got to, if you know a guy's getting to work and he's special, you got to play him every week. And Devon A-Chain is special. Now, most of it is out, so it's even simpler now, right? So you got to play Devon A-Chain slightly over James Cook. James Cook can have a good game too, but I'm going to choose A-Chain over James Cook. Coral says, and for my wide receivers, Devontae Adams or A.J. Brown. I'm going to go with Devontae Adams because he's going to get 15 to 20 targets. I love A.J. Brown, but they haven't played good throwing him the ball a lot. And I don't know if they really want to throw him the ball a lot and get him hurt because no matter what, they in the playoffs. So why would you want to go down with A.J. Brown? That rhyme. Why would you want to go down with A.J. Brown? So you don't want him to get hurt. You worried about next week. You can go on the road and win a game if you have to, but you don't want to be going and you got a home playoff game with no A.J. Brown. So I'm going with Devontae Adams, who's going to get 12 to 15 targets easily. Anytime, Coral. Anytime. Charlene, what's going on? She says, hey, TD, I took some time off. I did too. I had to take about 2 or 3 days off this week because, guys, I had to decompress. I know some of you might be like, well, TD, what's going on, man? I need it. Guys, week 18. Then next year, because, I'm going next year, I'm going to go full 18. And I'm gonna be more prepared for that. This year, I could have did it, but I wasn't just going to go out here and come on live and just do that. I didn't know. I didn't do any research going into Monday and Sunday of who was going to be playing, who was going to be out. So I wasn't going to come. There's a couple times I wanted to do a live, but if y'all had asked me, I'd have been like, well, I don't know, man. Let me go see. I didn't know. I didn't do any research, and I needed to decompress. I've been doing what for 17 straight weeks. I have been going live 3 or 4 times, or even doing 4 or 5 videos. I mean, I've been keeping up with the algorithm all year, so I had to decompress a little bit. But as I said, as I grow, it gets a little bit more easier. I got my targets. But she says, but I won a lot of my money, almost as much as the first place finisher. I won yearly top score and won 11 out of 14 weeks. Okay. Weekly top score as well. Congratulations. You had a really great team. CHB, what's up, bro? He says, bro, good morning. This season went by too fast. I am already looking for the next season to becoming better overall. Yes, sir. That's what we got to do. And y'all see all the guys that I'm already telling you to get right now, as we, guys, I'm telling you to pick up. And again, I'm gonna read this list out real quick. My top 5 quarterbacks that I am drafting. You got to understand this. I don't go off no rankings. I go off guys that I'm targeting. Outside of Daniel Jones, my top 5 lists, my top 10 list would hit. Jordan Love was a top 12 quarterback for me. I told people to fade Joe Burrow. Now I don't want to get hype on Joe Burrow because he got an injury, but either way, if he didn't have an injury, the next year is going to be different. I am taking Joe Burrow. I'd rather take these other guys a little bit over him because he don't run the ball as much. But Joe Burrow, and I see you, sports. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is going to be a special tandem next year because these guys are going to work hard in the offseason. They coming for Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. So I do like them. But he says, yeah, he becoming better overall. Yes, sir, bro. We got to keep working. Charlene says, I dominated my league, but couldn't finish the deal. It's okay, though. Hey, that's okay. That's what I'm saying, guys. I know y'all ain't gonna pay me any attention to when I say this, but it doesn't matter. Don't be so caught up into winning your league when you have a great team. You made great draft picks, and you got 2 guys that are studs that get hurt that week, or they don't play well for whatever reason, or they get taken out the game early. You can't worry. You can't help that. That's why fantasy football, I will not say luck, because if that's luck, then everything in life is luck. I believe if you keep making the right decisions and keep drafting the right players, you're going to win championships. This year, I won 4 championships. I hadn't won any championships. I had been to probably like 5 or 6, 7 championships before then and lost in the championship game to players who boomed. I didn't worry about that. I still was gonna make content. I used to be with a group of guys doing fantasy. They used to, how he gonna make content? He ain't never won a championship, and I just got in the game. I just been playing fantasy about 4 or 5 years, and they've been playing fantasy for about 15 years. I didn't play fantasy. I actually did scouting and drafting guys. Did a lot of that, real life football stuff. So that's why I know the game and can translate it over to fantasy without me playing fantasy for 20 years, because I've been watching and scouting players and know how the game is developing. CHB says, I am worried about AR as well, but I'm glad I stacked him with Jordan Love this season. Great job. Jordan Love is him. And AR, you're going to have to stack him again with somebody because of his injury history. What's going on, sports? He said, what performance you expect from Baker Mayfield today? I picked him in my pick 5 off my Underdog app. I picked him to go over 223 yards, I think it was. Let me look and make sure. Let me see what that was. $222 yards. I picked him to go over 222 yards. I think Baker's going to throw the ball around. They need to win this game. This is a pass-first team. So I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to have a solid game. He might turn the ball over once or twice, but he's still going to be throwing the ball around. So far as betting purposes, I think he should reach those milestones. Parker, what's going on, Parker? Long time no see. He says PPR at flex, Diggs, Henry, or Ridley. I'm going with Diggs. I'm never going to sit Diggs. Henry, he's too volatile. The team is not good enough. So I'm going with Diggs over Henry and Ridley. Anytime, Cole. Robert says Robertson or JSN. I can't think of his first name, but I know who he's talking about. Man, I don't want to talk about Robinson with a backup quarterback. I don't know what I don't want to talk about Robinson with a backup quarterback. If Matthew Stafford was playing a full game, then I would be on Robinson. But I don't think I don't know how good Robinson going to be with a backup quarterback. So I would say JSN slightly, but if you wanted to play Robinson off of what he's done the last 3 weeks, there'd be nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to actually get cute just because of that's why I don't like week 18. I don't want to play a guy and then he don't do good because his starting quarterback wasn't playing. I want all the nuances and variables to be the same and so I can trust myself and be able to go down with the ship. It's hard for me to go down with a ship with a backup quarterback that I don't know what he's going to do. So I would say JSN because he's going to have his starting quarterback there, which is Geno. But if you want to play Robinson, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. Durf Boy, what's up, bro? He says pick 2, A-Chain, K9, Halls, Demir, Elijah Mitchell, and JT played for me last night. Okay, great job. Way to start, JT. Start your studs. I'm gonna go with Zamir and JT. Let me make sure here. Let me see here. I'm going with Zamir with Josh Jacobs being out. So it's close between Zamir and A-Chain. Breach Hall, I don't know if he plays the whole game. Why would you run him? I mean, you might run him for a little bit, but you get about third, fourth quarter. Because if he catch an injury or anything like that, the Jets, the whole coaching staff should be fired. I'm not saying don't play the guy because he needs to play to keep getting rehabbing off that knee injury. But next year, Breach Hall is going to be a monster if he stays healthy. That's just the way it's going to be. That's how it is about injuries like that. But Breach Hall, I just don't trust him playing a full work on that. Listen, he could have 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. So I'm not saying he can't boom, but who's going to get the full workload the whole game? Zamir White is. A-Chain them got to win this game in order to make their playoff schedule better. So that's why I would say A-Chain slightly over Hall. But if you want to go with Hall over A-Chain, I can understand it. So I'm definitely going with Zamir. I'm going to rank them. I'm going to be Zamir, A-Chain, and Hall. Charlene says, so what are you doing in the offseason? Go Texas Longhorns. So I'm just going to be giving y'all cutting-edge content, stuff like what wide receivers I'm willing to draft in the first round. So I already talked a little bit about that. I told y'all that in my videos for my second wide receiver breakout, second-year wide receiver breakouts. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Don't draft. I'm going to make a video. Don't draft CMC. I'm not telling you not to draft CMC because he's not going to – he sucks. Just don't take that risk. That's what – and that was the kind – and listen, the power is yours. You do whatever you want to do with the content. But I'm not drafting no running backs in the first round until all my top wide receivers are gone. So once Jamar Chase is gone, Tyreek Hill is gone, Amon-Ra is gone, Justin Jefferson is gone, CeeDee Lamb is gone. CeeDee Lamb I'm drafting him in the first round this year. Last year I told people not to draft him. And I was right because he didn't start going off until week 6. And that's what I said. I said he was going to be fine, but he's not going to be booming early like everybody said. And I stuck on that and I was right. So after those 5 guys are gone, then I'm willing to maybe go and get a CMC. Then I'm willing to get CMC. Then I'm going to tell you, I'm also going to talk about some content. What's going on, Big Will? What's up, bro? Then I'm going to also talk about guys drafting players and not depending on them to boom for you for 17 weeks. So let me ask y'all this, and I was bringing down the relationships. When you're 23, 24 years old, every time you dated, was that going to be your wife? It was fail. That was a terrible relationship because I didn't get married to her. Or that was a terrible relationship because I didn't get married to him. No, it was an experience. You squeezed whatever was going to go, and then you had to move on. That's what fantasy is. A lot of you right now are saying, I'm not drafting Christian Watson. I'm drafting Christian Watson. Now, I'm not going to draft him in the first or second round. I drafted him last year in the 3rd round, 4th round, and I still would do it again if that's what an ADP should be. I don't know right now. But if Christian Watson goes out and give me 5 boom games and he don't play anymore, that's a good job. All y'all right now, guys, a lot of you want to draft a player and you want him to go out for 18 weeks. You want every single player on your team, because all you got to do is look at your questions that you answer, that you ask. If a guy don't go off, you upset. Why? He might go off for you next week. He might go off for you in your fantasy football playoffs. Imagine what y'all was thinking when Lamar Jackson wasn't going off. Man, I know I shouldn't have took Lamar. Now I was upset. I wanted him to get some points because I wanted to win the leagues, but I wasn't never like going to trade Lamar or drop him. So you got to understand that stay with a guy and use him for what he is. And if he get hurt after 5 or 6 weeks, then you move on. It is what it is. So everybody's not going to be a CMC where they go off for you every single week. So that's another thing that I want to talk to y'all. I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm going to give certain boom or bust players. DK Metcalf is one of those guys. He only gave me 11 points for 5 weeks, and then the next 3 weeks he give you 30. But you didn't. I didn't play him. That's on you. That's your fault. So when you draft the DK Metcalf, you got to already know what he is. Once you know what he is, then you good with it. Okay, I'm playing him. Oh, yeah, Tito, I'm starting DK in the flex. I know he only gave me 9 points, but he's still getting 15 targets a game, so I'm starting him. But the rest of my guys, I'm putting these guys in here. Another thing I'm going to talk about is doing the 0 RB strategy and also not stacking your team out with too many superstars. You might say, what? That don't make sense. Guys, you got to make room on your team so you can pick up guys off the waivers. If you draft a lot of great bench players, look at my team. I got this player and that player, and everybody else is picking up Zamir Whites, Kyron Williams. Let me keep thinking. Let me keep going through. Kyle Chandler's, Tuba Hubbard's. They picking up a lot of the waiver wire candy. And they end up having a better team to you when you get to the playoffs and you want to know why you got beat. Hey, it can happen. Even a lot of times it don't happen to me because I have to go 0 RB and I'm always drafting running backs. Now, if you pick up a wide receiver, like I didn't get Puka because I already had Tyreek Hill. So I let wide receivers go. I usually don't get the number 1 waiver wire wide receiver because my wide receivers be stacked heavy. But running backs, I got Kyron Williams in the league. I'm picking up the waiver wire. I'm picking up waiver wire running backs all the time, every single week up until my championship week because I make room. And I trade. So if I got 2 or 3 really good bench players that I'm scared to get rid of, I'm gonna take those guys and package them with maybe a starter and go get me a Justin Jefferson or go get me somebody who I think is gonna have a second half breakout. I'm not gonna be having a lot of bench points. Forget those bench points. That's what hurts your team because you sitting around got a clogged team with a bunch of mediocre guys that are just scoring 10 or 12 points, but you're scared to drop them. Get rid of them and go get you studs. You need 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 3, 3, 3, 15. You might have one guy on your bench that can score. Maybe it's a quarterback. Maybe it's a tight end. Maybe it's a running back. But don't try to draft no deep team. Try to maximize your studs and then work the waiver wires every single week. So you might not have a waiver 1 priority. Now, you can sit around and wait on that if you want to. To me, I don't like doing that, but you can do that, and then you can go pick up green bean guys and work the waiver wire ahead of time. So that's some other things that I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to do a lot of content like that, guys. Guys, about trusting your guys. Everybody's not going to be a superstar, and they can still help you win a championship. Appreciate you, Big Will. Yes, sir, bro. Yep, good morning, fam. Last week for you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. CHB says, I still don't regret my trade in a first-round pick for Christian Watson. I would do it again. He did what I needed him to do. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because everybody ain't gonna be everything, right? You gotta understand. Go look at guys. Let me. Who won some champion? Who was a great championship player? Let me look here to see guys that we had no clue. Darius Slayton. Now you might say, well, I'm not telling you to draft him, but you got to make room so you can pick up a Darius Slayton and play him. You might want to have who should I play, Darius Slayton or Greg Dortch? You got to be making this. You got to be able to pick those guys up sometimes. So don't have a heavy loaded team. I agree, bro. Dirk Boy says you like Zamir matchup better than K9's matchup. Yes, I do. K9, I don't know, bro. I don't think K9 gonna get the full workload, bro. I think Zamir is gonna be getting some work. I think Zamir is going to be getting some work. I think Charbonnet is going to be getting some work. Ain't nobody getting Zamir work this week. Zamir is he is him, and I think they're gonna move forward with Zamir, and they're gonna draft another running back. They're gonna let Josh Jacobs go. Josh Jacobs is the guy that I'm willing to draft. So, and another thing, guys, I'm gonna talk about is drafting. Load your team. Like, if you got 6 bench spots, you should have 4 running backs. If you go 0 RB on your bench, you should be having guys like Connor, Josh Jacobs, a bunch of the dead zone running backs to see who's gonna hit. We don't know who's gonna hit. Pick up, say that way you can pick up a Kyron Williams. And then when you see who's hitting, then you can get rid of the other guys and put them out on the waivers, and you got you 2 good guys. Or you can go drop your 4th round running back that you drafted on a 0 RB strategy because he ain't hitting. Who gives a damn if you draft him in the 4th round? He was the only you drafted him late in the rounds. Like 4th round running backs, usually all the running backs are gone. But now people are starting to understand with 0 RB. So you might have to pivot off that and take 2 running backs early. If they go and take Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson, you might have to pivot off of that. You might have to go get a Jahmyr Gibbs and come around and get a Bijan Robinson, and then go come back and get a Saquon Barkley, right? I don't know who's going to be there, but you might have to get 3 running backs because I don't want nobody. Don't get sloppy seconds. That's another thing I'm gonna make videos. No sloppy second players. Don't. Oh, I got to get a running back. Then you're going to get a running back in the 2nd round that you don't really believe in because you wanted to go heavy running back. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please say you, Doug. He says, please set my lineup. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 4 PPR. Aaron Jones, Mason, Mitchell, Williams, Strong, Lamb, Slayton, Dortch, Atwell, Kirk, Ingram, Taysom. Thank you. Okay. So 2 running backs. I'm going Aaron Jones. Let me go look at Cleveland. Let me make sure that I'm like this Cleveland matchup. So I like guys, make sure you go to the notification bell and hit all. Go to the notification bell right now and put the 100 symbol after you let me know that you've done that. Go to your notification bell and hit all because a lot of you not getting notifications when I go live. Okay, so Aaron Jones. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find this matchup. Maybe I'm looking over it. Okay. I'm going with Aaron Jones and Mason. Listen, if Mitchell is out, if Mitchell's not out today, go Aaron Jones and Strong. Go Aaron Jones and Strong. But if Mitchell is out, go Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. So it's all about if Mitchell's going to be out. If Mitchell's out, play Mason. If Mitchell's not out, if they're both going to be there and they active, they both are active, Mason and Mitchell, then go Aaron Jones and Strong. All right, so your 2 wide receivers, bruh. I would go Greg Dortch. CeeDee Lamb. And your flex would be Slayton. So Greg Dortch, CeeDee Lamb, and Slayton. You got to squeeze everything you can get out of CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb might not play the whole game, but it don't matter, man. He might go off for in the first, second quarter easily. So you got to play Lamb and know that's what can happen. But Slayton and Dortch is playing the whole game, and they really good. They got really great matchups, especially Dortch and Slayton. Slayton, they going against some of the weaker secondaries in the league. Seattle's secondary ain't really that weak, but they haven't played well. So I like Greg Dortch, Slayton, and Lamb. No Atwell, no Christian Kirk. For tight end, I'm going with Evan Ingram, with Trevor Lawrence being the starter today. So again, bro, one more time for you. I'm going Aaron Jones and Strong if Mitchell and Mason are playing together. But if they not playing together, then I'm going with Aaron Jones and Mason. And my 3 wide receivers with 2 wide receivers and flex is Lamb, Slayton, and Dortch. And my tight end would be Evan Ingram. Charlene says, thank you for the super chat, Doug. Thank you for the super chat. Charlene says, a lot of managers will draft players from last year's results. Thank you. Don't draft players from last year's results. You got to think about going forward. That's why I had Trey McBride on a couple of teams. Because I knew, listen, when nobody talk about Trey McBride, but I knew that he was drafted early. I think he was an early second round, late first round tight end for Arizona. That's why they went and got one of those offensive coordinators who could get tight ends out in open space, which is coming off the Shanahan tree. Shanahan tree is they killing the game right now. Shanahan got about 12 coaches in the league right now that comes off that tree, where they do that play action and get that tight end coming behind the linebackers or in front of the linebackers. So don't go off last year's results. Go off what's going to happen. That's why I feel like I'm one of the best content. Oh, I won't say content, but one of the best talent breakdown guys. Listen, my content, I don't have all the bells and whistles, but so it's all in with how you break my content down, what you want, right? I know I got a country slang and stuff like that, right? This is me observing myself. But as far as me breaking players down and being on guys who gonna break out, I know I'm one of the best at that, and I'm just competitive like that, right? And I love all the fantasy football people out here. I watch them all, and I respect them. They all do great things. That's why their channels are doing very well. So that's why my quarterbacks are guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud, Kyler Murray, AR-15. You don't see me having Pat Mahomes in there. And the reason why I don't have Pat Mahomes in there because they don't need Pat Mahomes is not playing for fantasy anymore. He want to win championships. So he's not going to be – they're going to get a good running back that can help take some pressure off of him. He's not going to be throwing the ball every single time. If he get 30 passing touchdowns, he good. He ain't going for 35 passing touchdowns as much. He might have another season or two before his career over where he go for 50, but he's not worried about going for 50. He want to go for 50 in the playoff game. The more Super Bowls he's going to win, the more money he's going to get. He's not going to get a lot of money by winning MVPs. And you might say, that's crazy. Not at this point in time. He's already going to be highest paid quarterback. In order for him to get the commercials, he got to win. That's what it's about. Tom Brady made just as much money as Peyton Manning off the field because he won championships. Where Peyton Manning contracts was beating Tom Brady contracts by 40 or 50 million. 40, 50 million. Sports Dog, what's up, bro? Let's see here. Hold up. Stacy said, this is why we love you. Cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Cutting edge content. Stacy had a great team this year. And Tyreek Hill and Tua was like having a bad week because of the injuries, and that's why she lost. She lost by a few points. Now, and it happens. You can't. She had the best tandem. Tyreek was killing all year, but he got that ankle injury, and that was it. And that's how it goes. So she had a great team, fantastic team. She had Tua, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Williams. A lot of those guys she drafted out on her own too. Because listen, I didn't make a lot of content about Calvin Williams. I wasn't on Calvin Williams, but you have to do your research and you draft certain guys, and I might not be on them. But I believe getting like heavy duty wide receivers is always going to be a great strategy. Let's see here. Sports Dog says 100. TD, I have no dog in the fight this week, but I'm enjoying your early 2025 running back and wide receiver early picks. Living here in Green Bay, who will win today? Bears or Packs? Hope you have a great New Year. I did, bro. I'm going with the Packs. The reason why I'm going with the Packs, and I could be biased, Jordan Love looks great to me in that pocket, man. Even last year when I saw him play, it's something. I don't know what it is. Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre is something that's in that water over there in the quarterback room where those guys are comfortable in that pocket. It ain't even about like having comfortable feet or, everybody teach quarterbacks to be calm in the pocket. So I'm not saying anything new, but it's something over there that they saying that the way they train is different. Jordan Love looks tremendous in the pocket. Now, listen, we know that Jordan Love throws just like Brett Favre. He throw off the back foot and still be able to get the ball there. So I think Jordan Love, guys, and this may be crazy. If Jordan Love win today, I think he should be second in MVP voting. The reason why is distance travel. Guys, that offensive line wasn't great early this year. That defense is a bottom 10 defense. They haven't played up to their level. Aaron Jones has been out half the year. Christian Watson has been out. Jaden Reed is a rookie. Lamar Jackson has a great defense. Brock Purdy has a great team. CJ Stroud is the #1 overall pick. But I can understand what CJ did. That move, CJ is a top 5 MVP type candidate guy. But if Jordan Love can take this team, this Green Bay team, I think that's even better than what CJ Stroud has done. He's had Nico 80% of the year. Jordan Love hasn't had 80% of his weapons all year. So I believe that Jordan Love is an MVP candidate, and he should be second in MVP if he win today. If he win today, he should be second in MVP voters to Lamar Jackson. Charlene said that was last year's results. Right. Let's go. Right. And B Grown, what's up, bro? He said, I got third place, got my money back. Thanks for all of your time and effort you put into helping us make easier decisions. Thanks, bro. Thanks. And I want more people to win, but I am going to get a plaque. And everybody that won a championship, I will be posting it up there and putting it that if you won a championship. And if you went to the championship, if you send me the screenshot, I will post that too. Because that helps my channel grow and that helps me verify me that I am legit, right? It ain't about what I say and how I win. I won 4 championships. I don't give a damn about that. You see, I didn't even buy myself no ring. I buy rings for my leagues. This year I didn't ask for the money, so that's kind of another reason. But I buy rings for my leagues. I don't want no damn ring. I don't give a damn about. I want to be fair. I don't care about winning no champ. I want my channel to grow. It's not about money. I want to be legitimate where I'm one of the best. And I don't want to bring up, I'm not Cat Williams, but I feel I've been through a lot of things kind of the way Cat puts himself in perspective. And people have came against me because of who I am and the way my energy is or whatever. So I don't give a damn about, I know what I can do. I want y'all to win. I want to put y'all ahead, right? I want y'all to win. I don't give a damn about money. That's why I do this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I read everybody comment. Charlene says, know the scheme of the team. Yes, that's another thing. I'm going to be talking about that. Like, that's why I went with Tyreek. I know they want to give him the ball. They want to get that man the ball 15 times a game, and he's elite. That's going to be 30 points, 40 points. And then some guys I'm willing to take, even though the scheme don't fit them, because they got boom potential. A guy that can give me 30, 40 points 2 or 3 times a year, I'm okay with drafting him a little bit earlier, even though the scheme don't fit him to be a top 5 guy. But this depends on if his ADP falls right. Yes, sir, Isaac. Yes, sir. Anytime, Durf boy. Anytime. Sport Dogs. Okay, yeah, we did that one already. Charlene says, who knew that Kyron Williams and Tank Dell would go off? Now, I wasn't on Tank Dell all summer, but right at the end, that first game that they had in preseason, I was on Tank Dell. So I drafted a lot of Tank Dell in a lot of leagues early. And also I had a friend that was talked a lot about Tank Dell also too. So I was on Tank Dell, but not super early. Nothing that I'm going to claim and take no victory lap, or I was on him before everybody else. It wasn't that way. But I did get Tank Dell. Kyron Williams, I just drafted him as a zero RB guy where I was just trying to stash running backs. And I was like, oh, well, let me get the Rams back up running back. I thought Cam Akers was going to be the guy. So, like I said, I don't claim to know everything, but the way I draft, I think I can hit certain slots just because the way I draft. Because running backs are dimes a dozen. A lot of backup guys overtake the starters. So I'm willing to draft, put a lot of guys on my team in case they hit. No one would draft them in that draft. Keep an open mind when you draft. Yes. I just says Brady took pay cuts to make his teams better, right? And he got the money back on the back end through where he's gonna get what $50 million a year through when he goes to do content with what is it, CBS or Fox? They're gonna pay him that much money, so he's gonna get it back because he won championships. They gotta pay him a lot because he's a champion. Look how my Cowboys, how much money Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, they make money because they champions. They didn't make as Michael Irvin didn't make as much as Jerry, but he made more money on the back end than Jerry has because of him being a champion. What's going around, Harambe? What's up, bruh? Charlene says, I have seen what I've seen. Right. I see you, Sal. Amy, what's going on? She said, hi, can you please help? Yes. I need 2 running backs and 1 flex. Gibbs, Monty, Barkley, Jamal Williams, Reed, Slayton, Dortch, or suggestion off waivers. Playing Lamb and play Collins. Thank you. Love the content. Thank you, Amy. I think you need to start Barkley because he's going to play the whole game. He's never going to come out the game. Gibbs and Monty is not going to play. I think the backup between those 2 guys are going to play a lot. I don't think Gibbs get used that much. He's going to get about maybe 8 to 10 touches. Monty might get 12. They're not going to get the 18 to 15 that they usually get. So I'm going to say Barkley, and you need another running back. I'm going to say Barkley and I'm going to go with Barkley and Gibbs. I'm going with Gibbs just to give you a little bit of explosion, a little bit of boom, but don't count on him to play the whole game, but count on him for them to win this game because they need to keep their seed. But they are automatically in the playoff. They just don't want to be on the road. They can have a playoff. They can have a home playoff game. So I'm going to say Barkley and Gibbs. For your 1 flex, I'm going to go with Jaden Reed over Slayton and Dortch. So I'm going to rank those guys. I'm going to go with Reed, Slayton, and Dortch. Reed, Slayton, and Dortch. And those ain't nobody else off waivers that I would play necessarily right now. You got to play those guys. Great job playing Collins. Yep. All right, guys. Well, like I said, I'm gonna be doing more content, guys. I just needed to take a little bit of a break this week. This is my break week, so I wasn't gonna be doing a lot of content and doing a lot of research. I needed to decompress. Also, I gotta do some things on my regular job. Things that I really wasn't doing a lot when the season was going on, but I'm gonna be giving y'all probably like 4 or 5 videos a week, sometimes even more. Why breaking down 1 guy, 5 guys, 10 guys. I might do like a vague rankings. I'm not gonna really be on the rankings, but I'm gonna be doing like a vague rankings. And guys, be looking forward where I'm gonna have a draft guide this year. And my draft guide is gonna be. Would you play? Okay. My draft guide also, guys, is gonna be each round. It's probably just going to be a list of guys that I want to take, and I might draft them. I might put the round where you can take them. I'm not going to do no rankings on my draft guide. I'm just gonna do probably it might be about 30 players that I'm looking to have on my teams, and I might tell y'all to make sure you get many of those guys as you can possible. And I would have maybe the first 3 rounds have those guys in there, and then after that, you just kind of take them whenever you see fit. That's probably what I'm gonna do for my draft guide. I'm not gonna do no CMC number 1 and this guy number 2. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna name like my top 5 wide receivers and a couple running backs that I take in the first, and then I'm gonna name some guys that I take in the second, some more wide receivers, and maybe a couple running backs. And then the third round, I do the same thing. And after that, I'm just gonna have a list of guys that you can take according to your league format and ADP, or get your consultation, and I can help you kind of narrow that down too. All right. Amy says, "Can I ask you, would you play the Patriots?" Let me see here. I can see you playing the Patriots defense. It's gonna be a low scoring game with that bad weather. They outside on the Northeast. I can see you playing the Patriots. There's nothing wrong with that. Diesel. He said, "Do you have a DFS lineup for FanDuel?" Yes, I do. I don't want to give away the sauce. I'm going with Geno. I'm just gonna give you some guys that I like today. I like Geno. I like Derek Carr and Geno as quarterbacks, and Jordan Love. I'm willing to go with any of those 3 quarterbacks. Even Justin Fields. Those are 4 guys that you can use today. And Kyler Murray. And also Kyler Murray. So I'm gonna have lineups with those different guys, and I'm gonna have some with Kyler Murray. I'm gonna have some with Geno. I'm gonna have some with Jordan Love. Running backs that I'm playing. Let's see the running backs that I'm playing. I like Bijan Robinson. I like Rashad White. I love Aaron Jones. He's my top 5, one of my top running backs this week for value. I love Aaron Jones. I love Zamir White. Aaron Jones and Zamir White probably gonna be in my lineups. Wide receivers. I like Darius Slayton as a sleeper. I like Greg Dortch as a sleeper, and I love DK. I like DK. Brandon Ayuk. I like Brandon Ayuk. And I like CeeDee Lamb. I think they're going to use CeeDee Lamb to get ahead. I like Devon A-Chain. Tyreek makes me a little bit nervous. I like Jaden Reed too. So yeah, man, I got those are a few guys. Hopefully those few guys can help you out. Target guys in those offenses with those quarterbacks like Greg Dortch, JSN. Those are some sleeper guys that you can play. He said round 5 to 10 seems to be the most important. I would say the first round. I would say making sure you can anchor your team with a great foundation like a Tyreek Hill or a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase. Guys who's going to be giving you a chance to give you 25 to 30 points. I would say stacks. So if you get like Tyreek Hill, that means you can wait to get Tua, right? And then so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, then I'm trying to get Tua, or I will go get A-Chain. So I might go get Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, then Jalen Waddle, and Tua. Yes, all 4. Reason why 2 of them gonna give me 40 points every week. Like I'm talking about each of them, like 40 points maybe from Tua, 40 points from Tyreek, or 40 points from A-Chain, or 40 points from Waddle. So I'm getting all 4 of those guys on the Miami Dolphins. That's another thing about some stacks. But yeah, 5 and 10, it's gonna be important, man. All I'm doing is stashing those running backs between those rounds. I didn't took probably 3 wide receivers already, and maybe a quarterback. Right, I'm taking quarterbacks in the 2nd and 3rd round this year too. By the way, it just depends on who's there. Make sure you get a top quarterback. You don't want guys like necessarily like Kirk Cousins and stuff like that. All right, it might be a few guys that you can wait on to do that, like Jordan Love, but you got to have a top quarterback this year. Only way that you didn't have a top quarterback and you won this year if you had like a Jordan Love, somebody that you drafted great. If you waited for Geno and Kirk Cousins, you probably struggled. If you picked up C.J. Stroud or Jordan Love, then you did good. Get Up says, yo, you told me to start my studs, but I benched Diggs last week, and he was outscored by London and Robinson. Lowest points on my bench was Diggs. Bro, it's not going to always hit that way. I'm always going to – guess what I'm telling people to do this week? Start Diggs. Guess what I'm going to do? Tell people next year when Diggs is on their team, and he's the number one wide receiver now. If he's on a new team with some studs, then he might not be the stud. But I'm always starting Diggs. I don't play the matchups for as who like London and Robinson. Bro, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm not smart enough to know when London and Robinson is going to outscore Diggs. I don't know. I know that Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill outscore Diggs, or those type of guys, or old school Cooper Kupp. But I'm not gonna sit. I'm never gonna sit Diggs for London or Robinson in a vacuum like this year. The way their stats are going, I can't do it. So let me tell you some guys that I hit on this year by doing that. I told my homie CHB to play DK Metcalf. And I told him, I said, man, listen, man, I'm going to play DK, bro. He probably ain't going to do good, but I'm playing him. That's when DK went for 50 points against the Cowboys. Tough matchup. Why would I play DK? He's like, well, Cowboys have been shutting everybody down. I played my stud. That's the only reason why I played DK. It wasn't that I knew that the Cowboys was weak against the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers. It was my stud. So I'm always going to play my studs. But listen, the power is yours, bro. That's why you made that decision. That was a fantastic decision. That's a great decision. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm going to get it right every time, because I'm not. I don't try to get it right. What I try to do is to go down with the shit where if I look at my starting lineup, you know what? This is the best lineup that I can possibly do with my mental capacity, and I'm okay with whatever happens. If I start going to bench Diggs and trying to play London and Diggs go off, I'm going to feel sick on the stomach. That's just for me, though. Great job, though, bro. Great job sitting Diggs. Diesel says, I've been making a lot of lineups with James Conner and Rachaad White. I like that. I like James Conner because they got the Seattle defense is not that good, especially the run defense. And Rachaad White, they need Rachaad White to go off, and he need Rachaad White to catch a lot of passes through Baker too in PPR leagues. I like that. What's going on, Travis? Amy says, worried about Bills throwing it to get better draft picks. No, they're trying to go to the playoffs. They got an older team, Amy. They not doing that. They definitely trying to win. Worried about Bill. Oh, okay. Bill Belichick. Okay. Worried about Bill throwing it to get a better draft pick. No, Bill wanted because he needs to get a job. So his defense is gonna go out there and play. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game with the Jets. And if it was a good offensive team, that I would be worried about that. But the only thing they got to stop is Breach Hall. But Saints, Kansas City, Lions, Broncos, and Bears better than Patriots. No, Broncos don't got a better matchup, or the Bears. They got great offenses they're going against. The Lions, possible, but their secondary is weak. Kansas City might not be starting their studs. They probably going to be benching a lot of their players because they don't want them to get hurt. So I know that everybody from the New England defense is going to play, and they're going to try to play well. Bill ain't worried about that draft pick. That between two spots is not going to make Bill or break him. He will go up and move up and get a quarterback if he want to. Or if they don't want to, they just draft a guy in that spot. I don't think he's going to throw the game to get. If it was like for the number one overall pick, maybe. I doubt it. I want to. Oh, I know you ain't. Listen, this again, you got to go ask everybody in the chat. Let them know how I am. Tell them I'm not getting on them. Bro, I understand. That's how I talk, bro. That's how I talk, bro. I do it to my son too. I lecture. I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you context. How, bro, I could be wrong at any time. But you know what? Where I'm not gonna never be wrong at, I'm never gonna get you where you sit a stud and he go off on your bench. I'm never gonna let that happen to you. Now, it's a couple times that I will tell you to sit. Like if you was to tell me, say, should I play Diggs or should I play Jaden Reed? And Jaden Reed ain't been hurt and he's been balling out for 3 weeks. I might say Jaden Reed at that point in time. But it's got to be a guy. It's got to be a special occasion, bro. I'm not going to do it on no generality and tell you to sit Diggs because he ain't played good in 3 weeks. That's how fantasy work. Guys go for whiles and don't play well, but eventually they hit because they get in a target. So yeah, I ain't getting on you, bro. I'm glad and I appreciate you staying. A lot of guys get mad and they log off. He get mad. I don't bro. I'm just we're just chopping it up. Let me see. Charlene says, do you think that Cousins stays in Minnesota? Yeah, he played so well. I think they go back and get him on a good deal. And then they can get him as a discount. I mean, it ain't gonna be a great discount because Kirk Cousins is gonna command he's a veteran. But I think that he stays in Minnesota and they may draft a backup there to learn under Kirk Cousins. So I do think Kirk Cousins stays in Minnesota and hyper targets Justin Jefferson. I'm probably still gonna take Tyreek Hill #1 overall over Justin Jefferson. I'm not gonna make that mistake like I did in one league where I took Justin Jefferson, and I don't think it was a mistake. I just love Tyreek Hill. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Top 5 player of all time, if you ask me. Yeah, appreciate you sharing, bro. He says, "Cuz off of his meds." Who you talking about on this? Who are you talking about? Big Will. Charlene says, will Jefferson be the same without Cousins? I think Cousins is going to be there, but I think he will be the same. Drake, London, or Mitchell? If Elijah Mitchell is playing, I don't want to play him or because I think Jordan Mason and Mitchell will get him work. But Mitchell will get a goal line touchdown. How many? I don't know. I guess I go with Mitchell because that's the known commodity, right? So I guess I would go with commodity. So I guess I go with I go with Elijah Mitchell because I know he's going to get at least 1 rushing touchdown if they get down there. If he's playing, if he's healthy. Ritter is starting. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going with Elijah Mitchell if he's healthy. London seems to look the same no matter who plays, to be honest. I agree. I agree with that. I think I'm still buying low on Drake London and Dynasty. I still love Drake London. He's a great talented, but this offense I think they need to fire Arthur Smith. He says, I go Mitchell, but who knows? Niners might get Mason in there after the half. I agree with that. Kenneth Walker going to go off today. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. Charbonnet been taking over. Charbonnet's been getting a lot of work. But Kenneth Walker does get goal line opportunities. He does get the goal line opportunities. So it's all about how many goal line opportunities he gets today. Amy said, okay, thanks. Anytime, Amy. Appreciate that, bro. Guys, hit the like. I haven't watched the likes today. I haven't watched the likes. 19 likes. That's not bad for the day. That is not bad for the day. Guys, let's hit the like button. Amy says, laugh out loud. He is real. He tells you how it is. Only one who admits mistakes but hits a lot. That is right on. Thank you, Amy. That's me right there. I'm not always right, but I hit a lot. And I will tell you when I make mistakes. I'm not going to let nobody come in here and try to turn me down off no one mistake, especially off of a stud. You wanted me to tell you to sit a stud for a guy, a bench player? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Now, sometimes I will because it just depends on the circumstances. But Amy, that's my motto right there. I keep it real. I keep it honest. That's my talent on my lives. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I got all the bells and whistles and all the stats. I do stats because I do remember them in my head. That's why I always say about top 10 or top 5 or top 7 because I have a generalization of what I read. But I'm not gonna go in here and write down a bunch of stats for an hour and come on here and tell y'all to try to get a subscriber. Because I know the game enough where I can still tell you the sauce without doing a bunch of analytics. I don't like a lot of analytics. To me, I just kind of like to watch the game. But I'm gonna try to get do a little bit different this year and give out more stats. When I get other people to work with me, I will make sure they do the analytics thing. I'm not gonna be the analytics guy. Have a good day. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for coming on. Get Up says, I didn't really think you were. I just wanted to put it out there. Right. I understand. Okay. Right. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Secretary says, no Swift today. Get ready for Gainwell. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for putting the info in the chat. Second take, always done it. Guys, listen, second take, I won by like a few points this year. We played each other in the championship game. This guy had a tremendous team. This guy knows his football. This guy knows his football. So second take. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Bruno, what's going on with you, bro? Good morning. Charlene says, TD, you minimize the risk of a player. Right. If you were right all the time, I wouldn't play fantasy. I would be in Vegas. Right. Yep. It's all about minimizing the risk of a player and playing your studs. That's all it's about. Yeah, it's a couple times I get cute. You know, my this is my niche, guys. In the off season, that's me. Like Daniel Jones, that's the only thing that I kind of really missed in the off season. There's a couple other guys like B. John Robinson didn't quite do his thing. But in the off season, guys, I killed it. I was probably like 80%. I told people not to play. Don't get no Jameer. Don't get no CeeDee Lamb. And I know you might say, well, wait a minute, CeeDee Lamb hit. No, CeeDee Lamb was a top 28 wide receiver the first 5 weeks of the season. That's what I said. I said, listen, guys, he's going to do good eventually, but the first early in the season, they're going to struggle. That was my say. I said it with the Cincinnati Bengals, Jordan Love, Amon-Ra, Tyreek Hill, Tua. I killed it in the all season. That's my real true strengths where I barely missing those. So I'm gonna tell you about some guys this year that you should be hitting. And all the rookies didn't necessarily hit, but I told a lot of people about Zay Flowers over JSN. Everybody's JSN. And I kept saying, no, Zay Flowers. And it didn't look that way. And then when he got hot, because of him playing with Lamar, they hit. He says, where did you hear no Swift? He'll put it in. Second take will get you. GG, what's up, bruh? GG says Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or DK Metcalf. I'm going to go with DK because he's going to play the whole game. Now, listen, I think Amon-Ra is a star, but DK ain't coming out the game at all today. Amon-Ra could come out the game in the fourth quarter. That's the only reason why I'm going to say DK. Other than that, bro, it's Amon-Ra and DK. They both should be starting. But if I had to make a decision, because I don't know the context of this question, I would say DK because I would tend to say that you are saying this because you don't know who's going to play. DK ain't coming out that game. He's trying to get those bonus for that contract. Harambe, what's up, brother? He said, that's why we roll with you, TD. We don't expect you to be right every time. I understand it, guys, and I appreciate that. That comment right there is because I do feel like sometimes, and I don't worry about the subscribers that unsubscribe, right? But I appreciate that, bro, because I can't be perfect. I know you will. If you ain't got all the bells and whistles, you better be right. And you can hear people coming, man, you missed on this. And it's fair. It's nothing wrong with them saying that, but they got to have context. And y'all have context when I miss, right? I can't get them all right. I can't be on every single play. Appreciate that, Harambe. Appreciate you, bro. 100. Second take says, Eagles running back DeAndre Swift is not expected to play today versus the Giants due to illness per Ligas. Bro, he ain't got no illness. They did the same trying to get that boy hurt. That boy ain't got no illness. Now, listen, he might have some type of illness, but he would play if they needed to win this game to go to the playoffs, but they don't. So you got to use that in context. Sal says, you the first one to be all up on Puka before he was Puka. I remember the screen. Yes, and my homeboy CHB. He's talked a lot about him. I was on Tutu. Tutu hit for a long time, and then Puka ended up coming out and booming. But what happened is I told people to stay on Puka, to not get off. A lot of people thought, man, I should have got off Puka. I was like, no, you keep playing Puka. Keep playing Puka. Keep playing Puka. Keep playing Puka. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take no victory lap for Puka. Puka wasn't one of my guys. Zay Flowers was one of my guys. But Puka ended up hitting. CHB, he used to chastise me in the comment section. Hey, man, Puka over Tutu. And I believe Tutu was still a great prediction this year. I talked about Tutu all season long, and I think he had like 7, 8 touchdowns this year. Secretary says, can it be Penny Day then? Yes, it can be Penny. It's gonna be Penny and Kenneth Gainwell. Penny and Gainwell gonna get targets, but I would play Gainwell over Penny because Gainwell gonna catch targets too. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Appreciate everybody who tuned in live, guys. Like I said, I will be dropping some top 5 and top running backs and wide receivers for you all year long. Be tuning in. Make sure you stay as a member because some of the videos I'm gonna leave on private for members. I'm gonna leave them on there private for about a month or 2. I'm not gonna drop them because y'all need to get that insights, and that's what I'm gonna do. I don't have pause. I don't have a Patreon. The Patreon is coming soon. I will have a Patreon. I got to decide what I'm going to do with the Patreon because I don't have time to sit around and try to make a video make a live and a video for YouTube and then go over to Patreon and make a separate video. So I got to find out what I'm going to use Patreon for, right? What's Patreon? Patreon might be something that you get far as maybe waiver wire guys. I'm going to be maybe I might give you some waiver wire guys or guys in the off season for a scouting guys, stuff to get you ahead of the curve, certain players that I'm going to be on before everybody else. That's what I'm maybe that's what I use Patreon for. I don't know. I got to figure out something. Terrell, what's up, bro? He says Amon-Ra St. Brown got snubbed on not making really? No, come on now. He didn't make the Pro Bowl. Oh my gosh. Damn, bruh. I hadn't paid attention to that. Because I just figured I don't really worry about the Pro Bowl. Bruh, he might make All Pro. How the hell he ain't gonna make the Pro Bowl? That's terrible. Who made the Pro Bowl over him? It better not be no Justin Jefferson or nobody, because they didn't even play the whole season. I mean, I guess I'd give it to CD Lamb. Let me look at the NFC teams. What better wide receivers? AJ, I might say AJ Brown. Mike Evans. And Puka. Mike Evans, Puka. See, Mike Evans, Puka, and AJ Brown, and then it should be Amon-Ra number 4. That's crazy, man. I'm pissed off about that, man. Yeah, he might go off, bro. You right about that. That's bullshit, man. I can't believe that. Harami says Chase made it. Oh, well, that's AFC. That's AFC. But I get it off the name. Man, they going off straight name value. It don't matter then if Amon-Ra didn't make it. See, that's why Amon-Ra, that's gonna make him be greater. Because he's mad. That's what he's been saying this whole career. The people have been doubting him. Good luck to everyone who has to play today. May your league managers change that shit next year. Right. Right. Because that's crazy. I don't like playing on week 18. Bruno says CD, AJ Lamb, and Puka. Yeah, I said CD. AJ. Yeah, but okay, so CD and AJ, you don't need to say Lamb because Lamb, that's CD Lamb. So it should be, only 3 guys from the NFC made it. I think they should put Amon-Ra in before Puka. Puka was good. He didn't have no 1,500 yards. AJ Brown did. He had a lot of yards. CD Lamb had a lot of yards. But Puka was, he had a great season, but it wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was like no superstar season. I mean, it was just a great season for a rookie. That's like putting CJ Stroud in the Pro Bowl over and then maybe CJ Stroud gotta make it though, because I don't see that many AFC. Yeah, that's like putting CJ Stroud in there over Lamar Jackson or something. That's crazy. Yeah, Mike Evans. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I see how Mike Evans made it over Amon-Ra. I don't know about Puka. Right. You good. That's crazy. Harami says, I know Chase AFC, but was making a point. Guys made it who shouldn't have. Right. Amon-Ra not making a Pro Bowl is criminal. My opinion, because he's the Lion. Right. Right. That's crazy. Travis says CD, AJ Evans, and Puka. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I don't give him. But he might make it. It just depends on who goes to the playoffs. So he might be. And if I was him, I'd turn it down. And unless he gonna get some money. If they put me in for fill in because say Mike Evans don't want to go, or say that CD makes it to the Super Bowl, I still wouldn't. I was like, nope. If I ain't make it off the strength of my stats, I don't want to go. Terrell says CJ Stroud should have made the Pro Bowl also. Yeah, but it just depends. Let me know who made it for the quarterbacks though, because you can't put him over. Now, if you put Pat Mahomes over him, probably not. I think he should be in there over Pat Mahomes. If you just want to look at this season per se, because they made it too early. I mean, this week was big. So if you already did it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense to me if you already did that. Boona says Josh Allen didn't make it and will be a runner up to MVP. Right? Yeah, that shit crazy. They got to do something with this Pro Bowl. I think they need to put it at the end of the season like they was already doing. They just need to change it up. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a blessed day. Let's get these dubs and let's win some money. Peace.
Okay, turn me up. They don't wanna smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say that shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. So let's talk some business.